times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today or stop by for a free consultation.
To your news at 6, law enforcement issuing an urgent message for parents tonight.
They warn businesses across South Carolina are knowingly and openly selling illegal drug products and in many cases targeting kids and teens.
But as State House reporter Mary Green explains, tens of thousands of pounds of these products are now off the market in the Palmetto State.
Law enforcement says months of planning between local, federal, and state agencies culminated this week with a joint operation targeting South Carolina businesses they allege were openly selling illegal drug products.
This is a very robust operation. These people were knowingly selling something that they knew was illegal here in South Carolina with the intent of profiting from it, and they were targeting minor children.
Products like these confiscated as part of Operation Ganjapreneur.
This is the police with a search warrant.
Earlier this week, law enforcement raided 6 warehouses, 6 homes, 2 storage units, and 1 retail business in the Midlands, specifically as part of that joint operation involving the Attorney General's office, the DEA, and SLED.
This investigation sought high-level suppliers with direct supply and distribution chains.
They say they seized 30,000 pounds of illicit products, enough to fill 8 U-Haul trucks. Among them were marijuana, vapes, oils, syrups, and edibles, some falsely claiming to be DEA certified, but in fact illegal.
No one knows what's in these products.
Look at how these are marketed. They are made to resemble candy, cookies, and things like that. But if you look on them, you can see the cartoon characters. They're clearly intoxicated. They're clearly high.
The DEA says much of these types of illegal products come from China and are sold at smoke shops near military bases across the country and in South Carolina. They say that poses a national security threat.
Alarmingly, there are approximately 50 vape and smoke shops within a 5-mile radius of 3 of the larger military installations in South Carolina, highlighting a deliberate attempt by these organizations to target and impair U.S. service members.
At the same time as the Midlands operation, nearly 3 dozen local law enforcement agencies carried out similar but independent searches at around 70 smoke shops across 17 South Carolina counties.
To those who distribute and traffic these products in South Carolina, you are on notice now that we will charge you with drug trafficking, because that's what it is under our law, and that's what we charge some of the individuals in this case.
That was our Mary Green reporting. As part of the joint operation in the Midlands, 12 people are now facing 40 narcotics charges.
All right, so they got the 12 in the Midlands, so that gives a heads up to the ones down, I guess, out in other areas, because I don't understand why this didn't take place across the state. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. This is a late, I guess, break-in story right here. You saw it right now, right there. The State Attorney General, Alan Walters, okay, just had a press conference here earlier today about a bust about these products that you see. I'm right now posted up in your neighborhood corner store. So if you are if you've ever been into any of these corner stores, you know exactly what we're talking about. He's talking about them being by the military base now. Well, guess what? They've been in the hood for a long time. Same people that's been pushing that pushed the bath salt through that time that killed a bunch of people. And who are these people that we're talking about? Okay, let's look at the real dope dealers in South Carolina. Okay, because now they said they busted 6 warehouses, and they said they did a multi-county bus, which means they didn't do an entire statewide bus again, which I spoke about this on this podcast a long time ago, over and over. It keeps coming up because the vapes, these are the same people that's pushing the vapes in the community. Okay. So, but let's talk about who these people are, because they didn't get into specificity about who these people are. And again, these are, because in connection with that story, that's the developing level of violence in Kingstree, South Carolina. I had an interesting conversation about a particular gas station there. You guys can figure out which one it is, where shootings continue to happen. But I want you guys to think for a little bit, and I want you to look at these characters as we go down through the line. And I want y'all to think about this. Do you think that if they could sell those products for a higher price through these people, you think they're going to continue to just keep putting them on the store and stockpiling them? 30,000 pounds, they say they seized. 6 different residents. But here are the people that they're talking about. This one right here is Fadi Zouhour. I guess I'm going to butcher their last names. But again, these are the real drug dealers in South Carolina. This is the plug right here. This is what the plug look like. These are the type. This is the plug. Okay. This is where it's happening at, right? And so this man right here is charged with marijuana distribution and trafficking. Okay. And he's being held on a bond, of course. Again, these people are innocent until proven guilty. They got the presumption of innocence. Here we have Zishan Ghani, and Zishan Ghani was the plug for sure. He had multiple counts of possession with intent to distribute marijuana, trafficking, 10 to 100 pounds, possession with intent for a Schedule 1 controlled substance. Okay. And this is what the plug looks like right here. This is the plug. This is what they look like. This is who got that gas. Okay. And again, they threw the Chinese in there because, you know what it is. But here we go. Let's keep it going. Then we got Rizwan Rashayani. And Rizwan, the RZA, is charged with marijuana and Schedule 1 distribution. Okay, this took place again over multiple counties. So you may be watching this and be like, oh, I know him. I buy my Black and Miles from out of his store, right? And next up is a name we all know and love. No, not this one here. So this is Asim Peravaez, or something like that. But Asim is, again, the plug. Asim, obviously, that money man. He was charged with marijuana and Schedule 1 distribution and trafficking and bonds. His bond ranges from 50,000. I guess he got multiple bonds from 50,000 to over 120,000. I'm sure he'll make bond. Okay. They've been selling this smoke like this for a long time. So unless they just idiots and they don't have no money saved up, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure they're going to have the best lawyers on this. Obviously, they're selling this stuff right here in the store right here. And so if you go into your neighborhood, quote unquote, store tomorrow and you be like, man, where that stuff? It's because I saw in some stores that I go as I'm traveling, I saw them kind of scaling back. So which means they knew it was coming down. So somebody got the word. Some people got the word. I mean, you pass out enough money somewhere and you know what I mean? You buy access to information. Let's just keep it 100, okay? And I'm glad they finally got around to doing this, but these people have been doing this type of thing in our community for the longest. You hear the struggles. As a matter of fact, I got a gentleman that's going to come on that posted something on Facebook talking about the struggles he's having keeping his daughter away from them vapes. And these are the people that they can go right and get any kind of flavor vape. You can't go in one of their stores without being bombarded with. Okay, now I guess this is going to change with these gummies, with these, sex pills, porn magazine, bongs. It's just, you know what I mean? Is there, and it's in our communities. And when I say our community, I'm talking about low income, low to moderate income folks. Okay, the ones who don't make it to Parkers or QT all the time. Okay. All right, who we got up next? We got, let me see who this is. This is, he in a different case. And that's actually another something I'm going to talk about, but he's not involved with this case right here. Bhavik Patel. One of he associated with the other Patels. Like they all kind of nested in together. Now, I'm not lumping y'all all together, but you know how that if it sounds like, if it quacks like, if it sounds like a duck, it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, then it's a sweet potato. Okay? Remember that. All right, and listen, y'all, it's late. I'm just getting on this right here, and I got a lot of more information that I'm gonna go through with this. So this ain't gonna be that long, but we're gonna definitely circle back to this, right? Because it's a very interesting and developing story. Because I can imagine, right? Let me give some of you guys who listen. First of all, go get yourself a job. Don't sell drugs. You know what I mean? Don't commit crimes. But if you are going to commit crimes, and you decided to commit crimes with these foreigners right here, right? Who not only face the law, but they face deportation. Understand that they're coming for you, right? If there's a chance, they're coming for you. Just know that. Just know that you probably should not do crime with foreigners. You know what I mean? So, and let's keep the list going. And then, of course, we got Zanira Safri. Okay. And Zanira, she's out there selling that happy smoke too. And Zanira, where are your charges at, Zanira? Don't want to discriminate. There she go. Okay. She's charged with manufacturing and Schedule 1 distribution and trafficking. And I know y'all be like, man, they've been selling that stuff for so long. How all of a sudden they just run up on Ahad Shafiq? Ahad Shafiq. I'm gonna keep it 100 now. None of these sound like your neighborhood drug dealer now. None of these don't sound like your Pookies and Ray Rays. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Ahad, marijuana, and Schedule 1 distribution and traffic. Then next up, we got, okay, that's not Ahad. I don't want to misname you. Muhammad Butt. That's a crazy name. Muhammad Usman Butt. Marijuana, trafficking, Schedule 1 distribution. Who else is one of these real drug dealers? Shazan. That's almost like Shazam. Shazan Yani. I'm gonna say it like that. That's probably how it's pronounced. Shazan Yani. Not Gani. It's probably just Shazan Yani. And that's you right there. Big dog. Plug. Okay. Got that work. Muhammad, multiple possession with intent to distribute marijuana, trafficking. Shazan got it. Shazan and his brother, Jazeen Zishan, or whatever that is right there, man. All right, so what are we talking about, guys? What are we talking about? We are talking about, these folks openly, this hand, openly selling these products right here in just like it's the Wild Wild West in South Carolina. And I said that. I'm like, man, how are they arresting people for possession of marijuana when these folks are operating as if marijuana is legal in South Carolina? And so how did we get here? How did this happen? Right? How did we get to this point? The legal, why does this matter? This is crucial. Right? South Carolina cannabis law basics. Recreational and medicinal marijuana remain illegal in South Carolina, but there's a hemp loophole. And that's where I'm sitting in the store and I'm like, wow, they able to just, you know what I mean? You could just, that would be the equivalency of you just putting crack on the counter and saying, no, it's baking soda. It's not crack, it's baking soda. It's baking soda blocks that you, oh, by the way, can get high off of. And they was doing it for a long time. For a long time, this stuff has been put in front of them, put in these low income communities. Y'all know anybody who buy that stuff out of the gas stations? Tell them they plug is going to jail. But yeah, there's a hemp loophole. So after the 2018 federal farm bill, hemp and hemp derivatives containing 0.3% delta 9 THC on a dry weight basis was federally legal. South Carolina adopted a similar law with the South Carolina Hemp Farming Act in 2019. Okay. So why has this been so confusing? I don't think it's been confusing, but I guess, I wish I had a lawyer on here to break that down for you. But there's been no clear state statute. There has been no clear state statute regulating the sale, the age requirement, the packaging, the potency limits, or licensing. Because at least if you got this stuff on the counter like this, damn, you should require it should be behind a wall or something, and where only 18 and above or 21, whatever the legal limit should be, could have access to this stuff. And again, these schools are fighting these vapes, and and so I'm wondering, did they bust any Georgetown County stores, or were those the ones that's in the know? Because again, the store up the street from my house, I noticed when they started moving that stuff a couple weeks ago, they started scaling it back, and I'm like, okay, something's getting ready to happen, and voila, here we go. But it's been on our face for how many years now? Again, these are the same people, these folks right here, these are who we talking about, these are the real dope dealers, okay? These are the same people that brought that damn bath salt in the communities. and sold it right over the counter. Okay? These people don't give a damn about what's going on in our community. Right here. And I mean, they said they recovered 30,000 pounds of product. So how much product have they moved over the years? And then this guy says, because they got close to the military bases, so it's okay to be down in the hood. Huh? You got to care about yourself, because if you're waiting for the government or somebody to care about you, you asked out. And that's just how that go. All right, did I finish? Okay, there's been no clear state statute regulating the age requirements, packaging, potency limits, or licensing for THC infused hemp products. Customers could walk into a convenience store or gas station and buy them, often without age checks. You would think an adult, would have enough about them to say no, not when they don't care about you. Just like Trump was saying, them Somalis stole them billions of dollars. Who's selling the drugs? I know who getting blamed for it. I damn sure know who getting blamed for it. Or I should say, I know who the face of it is, and it ain't none of these. It ain't Asim Pervez, whatever his name is. Stop me when I start lying now. They don't even consider themselves drug dealers. They businessmen. Drug dealers hiding. They not hiding. They opening up warehouses, keeping inventory. So where are they buying this stuff from? Seems like, are they producing it in South Carolina, or are they having it shipped in? And if they having it shipped in, then we're talking federal now. Smoke and mirrors, if you ask me. Because again, there should have been a statewide. There shouldn't have been one county skipped, because these people are in every county of South Carolina. All 46 counties, you can find in all 46 counties somebody with that last name in a convenience store, in a vape shop. The real dope dealers. The boy bringing it on that metric ton level. You think they keeping that just in the store? You know how much money you can get off that on the street? So if you getting 15, if you getting what is I had to break down on how they were selling it now. But they wasn't moving it fast like that. Right? They wasn't moving it fast. And the thing about THC, it is a chemical, and over time it degrades. So it's something that you gotta move. You gotta get it up out of there. Right? So that stuff sitting on the shelf, it's costing money. Who the best hustlers in the streets of the United States, or who take on the persona as the best hustlers in the streets of the United States? Buddy, come. All right. So basically what's going on is there wasn't a clear license to sell THC product, but there are also clear laws preventing some of these products from being on shelves, which is mind-boggling to me how long they were able to be on the shelves. Carter Weave, I told you about this a long time ago. I So law enforcement and lab testing determined they exceeded legal amounts. Really? How long did that take? Again, in your communities, you got to care about your communities. You can't expect people that's not from your community to care about your community the way you should. Meaning, anybody with eyes. Hell, I knew it was off the chain when I seen Piggly Wiggly had reefer. When they was selling CBD and Piggly Wiggly, I said they have unleashed a dragon. They have the toothpaste is out of the tube, and you're not gonna be able to get it back in. I jokingly said that. I said, man, my grandma, I promise you, she would have been heartbroken had she lived long enough to see marijuana, CBD in Piggly Wiggly. And here we are. And now it's okay, let's clean this up now. After how many years? How many pounds have they sold over the years? So of course they got good lawyer money to fight this. And we'll see how this plays out. Again, for years, hemp and CBD were loosely regulated. Stores could sell it. You saw it with your own eyes. If it was under 0.3%, that's the key thing. And I mean, who was going and testing? So I know they did it up in Greenville. Somebody tell me, did they have bust in Georgetown? Because what's going to happen if I got product on my shelves down in wherever I'm at, and I hear about these busts? Of course, I'm going to hear about it. You know what I mean? Through the network that they got, because that's what this is. It's a network. Okay, look at these people. This is a network. It's a damn network. Hell, and based on them last names, might want to check them on a watch list or two. And these are the same people that'll put fentanyl in vapes and sell it to your kids. And that me and you too, Billy. Your little white ass gonna get sold this stuff too. I don't care nothing about you. So the Greenville Journal posted something that said, if it gets you high, it's illegal here. Yeah, I gotta unpack this a little more. I'm kind of reading this off right now, y'all. I just wanted to bring this to y'all real fast. The local law enforcement shifted into state grand jury investigation, culminating in Operation Ganjapreneur. I like that name, right? Ganjapreneur, Operation Ganjapreneur. A broad coordinated multi-agency action aimed at distributors, wholesalers, not just individual users. Yeah, I mean, because God forbid you go after the people that make it available to the users. Oh man! For a while, enforcement mostly focused on small shops and local seizures, but state investigators realized a bigger supply wholesale pipeline existed. Really? Was that before or after the bath salt? Or the sexual enhancement pills that are known to cause people heart problems and Like, that's been tested. You can find 50 independent scientists online that test these products and tell you what's in them. And you would think that FDA or whatever these organizations that's supposed to be in place to protect you. Yeah, freedom is a dangerous thing. Is the reality behind it, behind this whole thing. Right, Shazam? But we'll see. Again, I'll tap back in on this right here tomorrow once I had some information. Once I had some time to digest, because it's a bunch of information that I'm looking at right in front of me, and I need to go through that. But again, I appreciate you for being here. Hit the like button. Make sure you following the podcast, following me, and welcome to Andrew's podcast. So that anytime I do any of these things, yeah. But to those 12, I got something for you, fellas. And in times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters. And so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today or stop by for a free consultation.